tired there late in the game with the fact that the offense was struggling to maintain drives and you guys were on the field a lot, and they just kept pounding and pounding and pounding. I think that played into it in the second half a little bit as San Diego State kind of pulled away even more.
I mean, yeah, I mean it's fatigue. They're doing the same thing, so I think it's just execution. It's doing exactly what we're supposed to be, getting off blocks and making plays. I mean, that's all you're supposed to do is make plays. When you're out there, your number's called, make a play. Ball's on you, catch the ball. Make run comes your way, make a tackle. I mean, yeah, fatigue is, I'm sure, was maybe a little bit of it, but it's our own fault. We need to get off the field.
So personally for you, Dylan, how did you feel getting back out there, and how tough was it sitting out last week?
Yeah, it was really, really, really hard for me emotionally and mentally to be out, you know, the last couple of weeks and not be able to be out there and play with my guys. You know, I felt super lucky that I was able to get back out there, and I got to be better. There's, you know, there's tackles that I missed, and I need to communicate better and call out their plays more often, and I got to do a better job.
I mean, have you ever experienced a major injury like that before? I mean, I'm sure it had been going through your mind a little bit while you're coming out of I saw what happened to you in that Air Force game. It was quite painful. I mean, have you ever had an injury like that? And how were you needing was it to get through the entire game? And obviously, you were shocked.
Yeah, it was really hard. I feel, you know, blessed that I wasn't, you know, nothing major happened. Coach Dave specifically, and then our training staff as well, did a really, really good job of getting me back really quick, and I think, you know, it's a testament to what we do in the off season and Coach Dave's program.
So you met up with Humphrey a lot, for better or worse tonight. Did pretty good with him, but how impressed were you with him?
Good back.
What did you think of the guys that came in? Obviously, a couple injuries. Gage came in. It seemed like Haney and Bailey got some more playing time. What did you see from those guys?
I mean, first play, Gage came in, and Gage is super, super aggressive. So I told him right before, I said, just come down and make a, you know, good open field tackle, and let's get off the field. And he came down and smashed Humphreys. And so, I mean, I was super happy to see him come in and make a big time impact. I think Cam, you know, was getting better and was continuing to do good things. I think Wes Bailey played well. I mean, obviously, you can go back and watch the film, but I thought he played really well.
What's the mindset of the team? To, you know, tough loss tonight, but now you got to win 3 out of your next 4 games to get bowl eligible for the 6th straight year. What's kind of the mindset? I mean, I know tonight's tough, but as you guys go forward, what will be the focus as you get ready for Wyoming and then, you know, looking forward?
I mean, we haven't necessarily talked, you know, a ton, but I think we got to get the seniors to the bowl game. That's a big thing. These guys have done a lot for us. I mean, Devin Sanders, Ricky, Travis. I mean, those guys specifically, I think, have put their heart and soul into this program and done a lot for them. And I really, really, really want to help them get to a bowl game. I think that would be a big thing for them. And, you know, 3 of the next 4 games or whatever, we got to, whoever we play next week, that's who we got to beat. We got to be winning that next week.
Well, it was a tough night, tough sledding out there for us. San Diego State's got a really good team. They run the ball and they stop the run really well. We struggled doing both of those tonight, and that was very, very apparent. And it's a good team, and we struggled, and we didn't play very good. And there's no excuses, and no credit to San Diego State and Coach Long and that staff. They got a good team, and so with that, I'll go ahead and open it up for some questions.
Matt, there's probably one game where you had to do two things, which is sustain drives of your own and get off the field on third down. It seemed like it was tough to do one of those things.
Sledding Kurt, that one of the pivotal drives there in the early second quarter, and they convert a 3rd and 8 and a 3rd and 10. And we can't get off the field, and you turn around and get the ball, and you can't convert a 3rd and 1 on an inside zone play. Bottom line, you don't do those two things, you're not going to win the football. And we struggled with doing that.
And it's just how hard is it to come from behind against a team like San Diego State, especially in conditions like this?
Well, it certainly played a factor, Jason, but we put ourselves in that position, and so to try to overcome the rain and doing that in those conditions and throwing and catching and all that stuff, we did that to ourselves. But it certainly makes it a little bit harder, especially when you're not getting very many touches and possessions. We're not getting off the field on defense, but offense wasn't helping that out either, and not converting on 3rd downs and putting ourselves in a chance on offense to keep their offense off the field. So it goes both ways.
Man, you got off to a great start with that first drive you had, but then you get up the long kickoff and just take 2 plays to score and kind of balance things out right there.
Yeah, it really did. It was absolutely a momentum killer. The coverage by the kickoff unit, which was poor tackling, poor angles, and then 2 plays later, like you said, a touchdown, and there it was, and it was equalized right then and there.
Man, I've got to ask you, and this is going to be difficult to answer, but what does South Alabama know that nobody else seemingly knows? They've been able to beat them 2 years in a row, and they're obviously a great team. What do they know?
It's a good question. There's a lot of teams, including us, that try to study what they do, but they obviously have played well against San Diego State the last 2 years, and yeah, it's a good question.
So, Donnell Pumphrey's a great back and everything, but how much credit do you think goes to that offensive line? It seemed like they did a great job as well.
Yeah, and the tight ends.
Tight ends, everybody.
Tremendous fullback, and it's a big, strong offensive line. Donnell is quick. He made his share of guys miss in the open field. He's very, very elusive. But a lot of credit should go to that offensive line. I think they're very well coached. I think they're tough. They're big. They're strong. But they're also pretty good at the edge at tight end. I thought that's probably where we struggled the most without watching tape, is on the edge against their fullbacks and tight ends and tackles on the edge of the defense. We lost the edge multiple times.
So, speaking of that, you just reminded me, how often, they usually look like read option plays, but how often does Kent Myers have the option? Do you call those as runs or quarterback keepers, or is Kent Myers always looking at the end to keep the ball or give it?
It just depends on what type of run you got called, because there are some, we call some run pass options with passes, and they're not reading the end, we're blocking the end, and
Right.
there's sometimes absolutely some zone reads, and there's variations of all those types of plays, so it's not
Yeah.
always just a read the end. Sometimes we have a tight end blocking them, sometimes we have an H-back or a fullback, or we're throwing off of them.
I guess I say that because sometimes people look at that and think maybe Kent made the wrong read when he could have had maybe some more yards than what the running back got or something. But
Certainly we have different types of those kinds of runs, and some
Yeah.
are reads and some are not.
So 3-5 going into November, where does this leave you?
Kurt, I think it only leaves us in one spot. You're playing to try to get to bowl eligibility, and it's certainly not where any of us wanted to be. But I like these kids are going to fight. If anything that these kids have been taught, and it's beat into them, it's that they're going to fight, they're going to continue to play for pride, and they're going to continue to try to come to work and find ways to win. And I just heard Alan saying it, everything that we can do to put these seniors in another bowl game, and we certainly understand what that means, but first and foremost, it's one. It has to be one game at a time. It certainly has been, but it certainly has to keep being that way. But when you ask going into November, that's the only thing on our mind right now. Try to find a way to win the next one and climb back into being bowl eligible.
Coach, talking about having to do everything you possibly can, do you believe your team did that tonight?
I certainly think they tried their butt off. Yeah, I don't think we played very good. It's led by me, everything, whether it's calls, it's coaching better, whatever, but we lost that game as a team, as a staff, and as a team, but they certainly fought, and they certainly, I thought, played with good effort. So I think they're absolutely trying. I mean, to keep trying to keep fighting at the very end. I mean, when the score starts to get lopsided, I think you see some of their fight and resolve.
How much did that last touchdown prove that?
I think that's what it did. It proved it. It was for the old line to protect Kent, for Kent to stay in there, and where he just got hit a few times in that series before he threw a pick. The series before that, and then threw a pick, and to bounce back, I think that shows the fight and shows the resolve in that locker room.
Coach, you get down and back, and he had a pretty strong game, but then it was Rockmore and Jalen. How bad were their injuries?
I'm not sure yet, Jeff. It got awful thin back there really quick with those injuries.
Your thoughts on Devontae coming back? How he looked tonight?
Okay. Could never really break loose. We got to be able to break him loose. We got to be able to create holes for him on the offensive line. We got to be able to. He's got to be able to break tackles. All that goes hand in hand with the run game. Some of that's the passing game, opening up the running game, and then you get behind enough, and you got to try to start kind of chipping your way back into it by throwing the ball a little bit. But I thought he was healthy and he practiced good. He had a good week. He and Down did.
Coach, what are you going to do for next week? I know I asked the same question last week, and you said, you wear your visor, but what do you think, just off the top of your head, what are you going to do in preparation this next week?
The only thing we know to do is go back in here tomorrow and put work, get some of these kids healthy. If guys are out, then we got to find some other guys got to step up, and it's got to be next man up. But continue to coach these kids hard, love them hard, rally, and try to find a way to win. Whether it's schematics, it's schemes, it's playing a little bit better, or whatever it is. Paige, I mean, we're going to fight. This is a bunch of fighters, and as coaches and as players.
Is there any worry about maybe pushing too hard as far as this is a must-win game, or anything like that, as far as if you do lose or something?
Fair question, Isaac.